Oh my goodness, it's happening. Okay. All right. This is happening. So I'm going to declare this war. I should have been paying everyone, but I didn't know this was going to be an option. Okay, so I just turned my fort on, and it's the first of the month tomorrow. So tomorrow, my fort will go from a garrison of 0 to, you can see there, plus 120. It'll have a garrison of 120 troops. So if your fort doesn't have any garrison in it, if it's totally mothballed, your enemy can go take it without doing the siege process. And that's a huge benefit. Obviously, that saves you a lot of time. Sieging can take months or years. And you can see on your enemy's territories their forts. Actually, you can see here this one is partially filled, which means they weren't paying for it until maybe a month ago. What about these? Yeah, so this is a fort. Its garrison is 0, so that means it's mothballed. The AI mothballs their forts to save money, just like a human player does. And sometimes you can use that to your advantage. Sometimes you can get screwed over for it. So I'm going to make sure my garrison is higher than 0 before I declare this war. Hopefully nothing happens. Like, the AI does a bunch of recalculations at the month tick. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Okay, so I just did that. That was a happy little misclick. Okay, fuck. So I declared that war. I'm going to call... You can call in allies after the fact. I'm going to call in Castile right now, because I meant to call them in on the previous screen. I'm going to get a general. There's a way of getting generals from estates, but again, I just don't really want to do that, and I don't have to. What's going on? They're going to go into my fort. Oh, fuck. I'm going to get... Oh, my goodness. I am already doing the exact same thing I did last time that got me my ass handed to me. Oh, well, last time I did a bunch of setup for my war and was really meticulous about it, and then still it went super badly. Whereas at least this time, I had to declare the war, like, on the spur of the moment, because otherwise the Ottomans would join. So maybe I haven't explained this super well, but the AI will not join wars on behalf of their allies if they have debt, if they have war exhaustion, if they don't have a lot of troops or manpower, and if their provinces are occupied. So the Ottomans are being occupied by this one province country, Theodoro. So basically because of that, they're not willing to join this war on behalf of Morocco. There is a risk, however, that if things go better for them in the future, they could join the war after the fact. But we're just going to have to run that risk and hope that we can do a bunch of damage before that's really a big factor. And I already kind of screwed this up. I should be messing with Granada first and staying safe on my side of the Strait of Gibraltar. I'm going to get all my fleet together. I'm going to give this fleet... Uh-oh, the leader is occupied. Where is my leader? Okay, good. So I can get my fleet together. I can give it a leader. The Explorer can also be used, like, for a fighting navy. Okay, what's the technology situation? I am 4. Morocco is 4. No benefit there. It'd be very nice if we were 1 tech up on them. So I could go take this fight. They're in Highlands, which is going to give the attacker a dice roll -1. They're attacking my fort, so they will be the attacker if we have a battle. I'm going to at least wait. You can see I just turned up my army maintenance, so my morale is low. Ooh, okay, this is bad. I lost my chance to fight. I did it again. I did exactly what happened in the previous battle. Is I sent my troops into Tangiers. I'm no longer adjacent to the strait. Their armies are blocking me from crossing back on the strait. Okay, do you see that? Castile was thinking about going over here. And that would be great. If they decide to go attack this, we could crush this army. We just have to... Oh, they're going for it. Okay, this is great. Okay, this is wonderful. Alright, I can escape from Tangiers. Maybe Castile will decide that they want to be... Oh, they attached to me. Oh, that's wonderful. Ooh, okay. So I had this button selected with my army. And Castile just decided that they want to attach to my army because they're allowed to. It's kind of great. I don't know what to do with this. Okay, so I could do a few things here. I could just attack this army. I have Castile's troops, so it's like gambling with someone else's money. I would love to fight Morocco using Castile's troops rather than my own. Not that Castile isn't my good buddy, but they are also much bigger and stronger than me, and they can afford to do that. The other thing that I could do is I could bail out. I could try to occupy Granada territory instead of Castile, and then I can take it. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to detach my army. Oop, gotta let a day pass. Okay, they're detached from me. So you can see the 18 and the 12 used to be 30, but now we're no longer stuck together. So what's going to happen here? Okay, so Castile's trying to siege that fort. Hopefully they'll get distracted and not finish the siege, because I want it. And let me just make sure I get these sieges under my control. So this is what I should have done last war, and this is we're moving up. We're doing super smart, big brain EU4 plays. We're gonna occupy the territory that we want to take for ourselves. All right, how's this war going? Is the Ottomans in it? They are not. Okay, that's very good news. How are the Ottomans? More territory of theirs is occupied. Okay, also very good. So the Ottomans can join this war, but only like for a little while. I don't remember. It's like the first couple years of the war or something like that. Sounds like a really long time, but years, they fly by. And then another thing is that if we get a bunch of war score, that also disallows the enemy from calling in allies. Don't remember what the threshold for that is, maybe like 30 or something. But I don't think it's a good idea to try and rush war score, because in order to rush my way to high enough war score to prevent them calling in the Ottomans, I would have to go down here and occupy these forts and put myself in the exact risky situation I'm trying to avoid. So probably smarter for me to just bide my time. Like, if the Ottomans join the war, they have a long way to go, and you know, we have Castile on our side. They will have to get military access in order to march. So I don't think they're going to get military access through either one of these avenues. Someone is going to not give it to them. They probably hate the Mamluks. The Mamluks probably don't want to give them military access. So they'll be relying on their navy, most likely, to bring their troops over. Like, we can work with that, but we also don't want them in the war because that obligates us to go siege down their forts to get all the war score. Uh-oh. Okay, naval battle. We have a bunch more heavy ships, and they do not have a leader. This is a very good roll for us right now, 6 to a 1. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, how are my ships? A little damage. I'm going to take them in towards the end of the month to get repaired. So I'm bringing them in just for like as few days as possible, send them back out once they get the repair tick. Okay, I'm going to try and trick this army to attach to me. Ooh, you want to go? Yes. Yes, this is great. Okay. So this is kind of bad. Castile's not going to win this fight. Let's just put it that way. It's not going to be too bad because like you know, it's going to be about 34k against 12k. So yeah, that sounds like it's going to be really bad, but the way the battles work, most of those units aren't even going to be fighting. So yeah. Also, Castile's getting the benefit of the terrain, so maybe they'll be okay. Don't think they're going to win though, but this is good because this forced the 7k stack off of Malaga, which means I am now the leader of the siege, which is good because later on I can take that territory in the peace. Okay, so Castile apparently is amazing. I don't know what's going on here. I don't see anything that should give them the ability to win this battle, but they are winning this battle. They only have, like, you know, a little bit more morale, and all these other stats are the same. They have far fewer troops. They're getting flanked. But anyway, you can see here that a bunch of the troops that just joined the battle, they're literally doing nothing. They're just standing around. They will, like, if troops die from the middle, the ones from the sides will replace them. But getting outnumbered in the early game, it doesn't really matter. And also outnumbering your enemy in the early game doesn't really matter, at least as much as you would think it would. Like, for example, if you outnumber your enemy by like 4,000 troops, that pretty much gives you the same benefit as outnumbering your enemy by like 20,000 troops. Wow. So Castile won that battle. They inflicted a huge number of casualties. That's insane. Oh, you know what it was? I don't know if you saw that right there. They have a 5 shock general. That's probably something, yeah. So you can see the 3rd army down in that list has 3 fire and 5 shock. So that's a very good general. Shock is important at the beginning of the game, so that would be enough maybe to give them an edge. I'm still impressed by that battle. They really beat the numbers there. And good, now they're across the way trying to siege territory. So the only bad thing is Castile is occupying these territories like for themselves. So I have a claim on this province even. But Castile is interested enough in it that they're gonna keep that under their occupation. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in light of that is I'm gonna split off as many troops from this siege as I can. It's gonna require 4 to siege it. I'm gonna send the rest of my troops away to make sure that I get some of the occupations. So even though Castile is my war ally, they're also kind of, I don't know, they're like my rival or something. Like, it's not like we're enemies here, but we're like racing, you know? Because I want to occupy the territory so that I get to, you know, conquer it. So this is kind of funny, actually. I went back to focus on Granada because I want to take Granada instead of Castile. And they're like going and trolling me by taking the North African lands that I want so that I can't get those. But anyway, that's fine. If all I end up with here is some Granadan territories, that's still very good. It would add a lot to my development, like I would be getting a lot stronger if that occurred. Interesting. Okay, so this is an event chain where Congo becomes sort of Catholicized. And so I apparently am the first one to see Congo on the game map, so I get some papal points for converting them. Ooh, okay, so 242, that's 8 total, and low skills in both administrative and military. And if you'll remember, I passed up a 442, I think, that the game offered me in an event. So only good things is a strong claim, or she, the heiress. Oh, another, yeah, I'm gonna lose the diplomatic power. If I could like buy 1 stability for 100 diplomatic power, I would do it. And that's pretty much the trade-off here. So I'm gonna lose the dip, keep the stab. Stab's good. I'm at stab 3 though. No, I'm still gonna keep the stab. Why not be at stab 3? Okay, sweet, look at this. So I control Granada. Actually, I wonder, could I just take their stuff already? Not quite, but I can just eat Granada. So I'll probably peace out of the war with this at the least. Are they still my rival? I don't remember. They are not. Morocco is my rival, so I'll have to fight Morocco in order to get power projection out of this war. You can see my power projection was at 50. It's already slipped down. It ticks down really quickly. But it was good having it at 50 even for a few years. You know, that gains me like a few hundred monarch power, so I appreciate that. State maintenance, that'll just cost me less. State maintenance is just one of those things on your budget sheet. Having more states costs you money. As you get a really big empire, the cost becomes high. So it's kind of like a mechanic to keep you from just becoming a huge unstoppable behemoth. An anti-blobbing mechanic, if you will. Okay, so Castile is getting attacked. Can they do it again? Can they beat a humongous army? Okay, so here they're taking the negative penalty. The last battle, they were the beneficiary of the terrain. They're still winning, but they're not winning as hard. They also outnumber this army. A lot more troops are coming. What could I do? I could snipe. Can I get some reinforcements? I could get some reinforcements. Okay, so I'm gonna get here on the 21st. What's going on? Wait, what? I'm confused. It says both those armies will... Oh no, sorry, I'm being stupid. So I don't want to fight both of those. I could move into this tile and fight just the 8k stack, so I want to get there on the 24th there. You can see one leaves on the 23rd, the other one leaves on the 25th. And if I go there now, I'm going to get there on the 21st. So I'm going to wait 3 days, and then I'm going to go there, arrive on the 24th, and I'm going to get to fight some of the reinforcements. I don't actually want to go in, like, invest in this battle. I think this is a losing battle. But I will go reduce the reinforcements and take a favorable battle myself. Okay, this could get bad. Okay, let's see. Okay, the good news here is I'm controlling the strait, so I can retreat, unlike in the previous war. The bad news is that they are coming in force to reinforce this little battle. And my troops are not very good. Like, Spain was fighting a lot better than I'm fighting right here. Okay, let's just let this play out for a minute. When are they going to get there? The 5th of October. So I'm definitely going to fight up until that point. I can retreat 1 day after the big army arrives. Alright, I can retreat now. You can see these new armies are arriving on the battlefield. They're going to start flanking me. My cavalry, because there was a smaller army in the middle previously, my cavalry deployed weirdly. But I still have quite a few troops that are going to meet them on the edges. Okay, this is stupid. I would like these reinforcements to go up on the front of the battle. So now this is a losing, unfortunate battle. So I'm going to get out of here now. And as you can see, this time I can retreat all the way back to my home territory. Oh well, worth a try. I mean, really what that battle was, what I wanted to do there was just fight those 7,000 troops without having to take on the entirety of my enemy's army. Oh, and this is good. Spain is using their fleet to sort of circumnavigate the enemy and land on the side. Hopefully they, I don't know, can get some sieges or something. Oh god, or they're just going to go in for another trash battle. Okay, that works too. Oh well, look at this. Spain is just going crazy, recruiting more troops for this battle. Alright, so one thing that I could do if I was the papal controller is I could declare a holy war, which would be really great. I don't think any holy war has been declared because there's a little icon. But I could declare Morocco like the target of a holy war, and then because I'm fighting them, I get a bunch of bonuses. So that would be nice, but again, these are things that, they're like nice to have, but if you don't know about them, you'll never miss them. Okay, Spain's going crazy, or sorry, Castile's going crazy. I don't know how many times I'm going to say Spain instead of Castile, but apparently a lot. And I am going to detach 1,000 troops and turn on the allow friendly armies to attach. And hopefully I can trick a bunch of Castilians into this fight. Well, or not. Or we could just have a siege race. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna send my 1,000 troops in onto Fez. That's kind of like a minimal investment, you know, in this situation. Oh, nice. Did I just pick up? Yeah, I just picked up a bunch of Castilian troops. That's nice. I don't know what to do with them, though. I don't want to fight just with those few, but I'll just leave this here. This is fine. Very nice, though, that Castile is sort of entrusting me with 12,000 of their troops. That way, in effect, I have 30,000 to play with, and their troops are better than mine. So, very nice. I don't remember. Castile starts the game with some military ideas. The traditions, yeah, morale of armies plus 15%. So that's very good. They just start the game with that, and they have that for the entirety of the game. And especially at the start when no one else has specialized into military ideas. That's a very strong bonus. But as you can imagine, Portuguese military is not really known for its excellence. I think that was also true in history. Known for a lot of other things, their navies and their traders and such, exploring and colonizing, but yeah, Portugal does not end up with strong military ideas. But this is going to help us. We get the last jousting tournament. This is a good event. morale of armies plus 10%, 1 prestige per year, and, or sorry, half a prestige and 1 army tradition per year. That's very good. Definitely worth it. Since I just got the bonus, I'm going to spend a second to talk about army tradition. So the biggest thing I think that army tradition does is when you recruit generals, higher army tradition will give you better generals. And having a good general can make a humongous difference for your battles, especially like having a lot of shock will just really allow you to win battles that you would never win otherwise. So you can see it gives me a bunch of other bonuses. Morale of armies plus 5%, and that's only at 20, it goes to 100. So 100 army tradition gives you a huge boost. Makes my sieges go better, it makes my armies recover faster, and gain their morale back faster after they lose battles. So that's also an interesting mechanic because you get army tradition primarily when you lose. Like if you lose a bunch of troops in a battle, you will get army tradition. Whereas if you only lose a few troops, like in a victorious battle, you'll only get a little army tradition. So generally speaking, if you fight a lot, you'll get a lot of army tradition. But if you lose wars, if you're on the losing side of a big war and you're losing a lot of battles, you'll just end up with a bunch of army tradition really fast. So it's kind of like a balancing mechanic, so to speak. So I'm just waiting for these sieges. We're winning the siege race here, which is great. I think after we win the siege, we should fight, because the siege takes place in a mountainous province, which means if we fight here while we're sieging, it'll be a hard battle. So we definitely want to take this siege before they decide it's time to fight us. So I'm going to go hang out. I'm not going to be right next to them. I'm going to be 1 province away. Again, we're controlling the straits, so I can retreat. And we just really want to get this siege. Both of us are at positive siege progress now, so it's kind of a toss-up, but we should, like, we're more progressed. We have 28% chance. They only have 14%. This icon indicates that they had a breach, so that means one of their rolls, every siege phase, there's a die that is rolled. If you get a very good roll, you open up a breach, and that makes all your siege phases go faster for the rest of the siege. So, come on, get it. Okay, we got it. This is very good. So now, at the least, we will not have to fight them and take the -2 penalty for being in the mountains. Also, we now have freedom of movement so that we can go occupy their country. And I think that's the move here right now, is they're stuck here at this siege, or not stuck, but they're invested in it. They're probably going to stay there. So now is the time, I think, for us to go occupy as much territory as we can while their army is all in one place, not trying to fight us. So I showed this last video. I'm going to do it again. It's a great way of carpet sieging. I'm just going to leave my army in this province in Fez. I'm going to split it. I'm going to reselect it. I'm going to split again. I'm going to reselect. I'm just going to keep splitting down my army. This can also be done with keyboard hotkeys. The S is the split hotkey. So I'm going to can also repeatedly select and split like this. So I'm going to hold down S and reselect. And look at that. You can see over in the sidebar, I have all my armies in 1,000 unit stacks. So now I'm going to right click the whole thing into a province. I can close 2 armies or use the V hotkey to close the bottom 2 armies. And I'm going to put 2 armies in each territory which is not controlled by a fort. And you can see if they're controlled by a fort because they're in the what do they call it? Zone of influence. Okay, good. So I've just spread out my army. You can see this. They're gonna sort of, like a disease. Uh-oh. Okay, this is bad. Okay, so let's defend ourselves. So this little 6,000 stack, the Seuss stack, is thinking about fighting me as I send just a few thousand troops into Saleh. Uh-oh. Are they gonna do it? No, they're not. Okay, good. Castilla's there with their 12k, so that'll protect me. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna actually... dang it. Okay, so they're all locked into moving to other provinces, but I really want to take these provinces here because those are the ones that Castile was trying to control earlier. So let me make sure I get those occupations so that I can possibly take those provinces in the war deal. Oh god, okay. And I just stumbled myself into the Seuss stack. The only good thing about this is now Castile is coming to support me, which means I will get to occupy this province. So, silver lining, did not mean to do that, but it seems to be going fine. They're taking the penalty because we have the fort occupied, and look at that. Castile is just going to be such a bro, like, this whole campaign. Like, in the last battle, Castile, like, they were just such a bro. And yeah, that's how it's going to be pretty much forever. Okay, they got this fort. Oh, this sucks. Okay, can I get out of here? Oh no, I can no longer leave. Okay. So they just got control of this fort, which means I am like right adjacent to the fort, and the fort zone of control is disallowing me from moving out to the south towards Garb, even though I have other troops here. So fort mechanics are really confusing, but they kind of have to be. Like, other systems have been tried, and they didn't really work very well. So let me see, I'm gonna let's see if I can make Castile attached to this army. You want to attach me, buddy? No, you don't. Okay, so I can either rush the rest of these troops in here, because again, this is the Castile stack, right? That's 10,000 Castilians pretty much, or I can wait it out. I think I'm not. These troops are just gonna die, that's fine. I can afford to lose that, I think. Just kind of gonna reconsolidate whoever I can. Okay, good. So now we have my 6k, Castile's, what, 9k. Should we take a fight here? We could fight them in the Drylands. Drylands is not a train, which gives a train penalty for being the attacker. Okay, good. So these are important occupations. This is going to be annoying for them. It reduces their income, especially because one of these provinces, yeah, this is a gold province, so that's going to reduce their income a lot. It's going to improve my income, maybe at least a little bit. I don't know about a lot. You can see I'm losing money. I've taken out another loan. Not too fussed out about that. Actually, one thing that I can do to resolve that situation, I wonder if I can peace out. I can. Okay, so can't give me very much money. So I'm going to peace out Granada. They are a non-co-belligerent in this war, but I don't really care that much. So I'm going to take a 100% peace deal. I'm going to take all the rest of their provinces. This is great. This is going to give me quite a bit of development. However, it is going to cost me a lot of diplo points. It's going to cost me 81 diplomatic monarch power because they are non-co-belligerent and I have no good reason of taking these provinces. It's also going to cost me 139 admin to core those provinces. So I explained coring in the last video. It's just incorporating their territory into yours, administratively, collecting taxes, putting your language in the schools, all that kind of stuff. So this looks pretty good. This is going to be 28 ducats, which is going to allow me to keep this war going for like another 10 months or so at negative 2.58 loss. So yeah, I think this is a good call. Oh, this is going to give me a flirting with coalition. So the coalition is like, there's a bunch of mechanics in the game to try and keep you from snowballing out of control. Sort of like anti-blobbing. Because if you get stronger, you kind of can get to this point where no one can stop you. And so the game tries to prevent that from happening by allowing other countries to coalesce against you. So if I gain a bunch of territory, other neighbors are going to say, hey, that guy's like, he just killed all of our friends. Like, I don't want to die. So let's team up against him. Now, it takes, I think, 5 countries. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong peace view. I want a separate peace Granada. So it takes 5 countries, an aggressive expansion score over 50 for you to get a coalition. So if I do this peace, I get instantly 61 aggressive expansion with Morocco, Tunis, and Tlemcen, which is a lot. And that's enough to make all those countries want to coalition me. Coalition ticks down slowly. It ticks down by like a few points per year. Granada, they won't exist after the war, so I don't have to worry about their aggressive expansion. In this situation, because my last war was such a flop, I don't have aggressive expansion. Like, I think it's 0. There's a map mode for this, the coalition map mode. So yeah, you can see my aggressive expansion with everyone is 0. So that's a waste. I want it to be high enough to be ticking down. So I think I'm just going to do it. I want that land. It'll keep Castile from getting it, even though they're my ally and I want them to be my bro. I'm still going to snipe land right from under their nose that rightfully they should have, like it's not even connected. But that's fine. I want it. I'm going to get it. Gives me a little cash surplus in the middle of this war.